Welcome to the Daddy Sharps featured bets, everybody. So these are the bets we also love in addition to our best bets, which you can find on our podcast.
As you mentioned before, we have been cleaning up on the old featured bets.
Leaning up.
You're only going to find them right here on our featured bets section on the daddysharps.com website. So, folks, you found buried treasure here.
I love that.
Yes.
You can also check us out, John, on social media. Did you know that? At Daddy Sharps and at Daddy Sharps Podcast.
I always like and I always retweet.
That's right. And check out our YouTube channel as well. Excuse me, as I battle this cold and I think about saying things and getting the words out right and sounding correctly.
Yes.
I clear my throat, and here's we go. Let's get right to it. John, start us off.
All right. So I got the UNLV Running Rebels -9.5 at New Mexico. The over-under 60.5. My best bet here, UNLV -9.5. This line actually opened at -10. Obviously, we like it at -9.5 a lot better. UNLV, one of the safest bets you can make against the spread all year. So far on the season, 7-1 against the spread.
For my first featured bet in college football, we've got a game, big one, I think, big defensive game. Tulsa is favored by 4 against Charlotte in Tulsa. The over-under in this one is 49. All right, I'm going to bet Charlotte +4 on the road, my man. Charlotte lost badly last week to FAU, but they're going to be good on the road with that defense. They have a top 50 defense, top 40 pass defense. And now they've got something to be PO'd about. I'll just say pissed off. Pissed off.
Yeah, come on now. Kids are in bed.
Charlotte 49ers +4. Take them and take that defense, John.
I like that. All right. I gave this game out as a best bet, and now I'm going to go with another bet in it. Louisiana Tech at Liberty -16.5. The over-under 57.5. Folks, I like the over 57.5. And like I said, I already took Liberty -16.5 on the best bets from the podcast. And I'm going to the well again here on the over. Liberty, second best rushing attack in the country, while Louisiana Tech has one of the worst rush defenses in college football. And Liberty needs to keep their foot on the gas to catch the attention of the big bowl games. They have to win by a lot. They have to score 50 by themselves.
I like how you did that little double dipperoonie there. You got you double dipped the best bets with the featured bets.
I did.
It's gonna taste wonderful in my tummy tums. All right, my man. I can't believe I'm doing this. I cannot believe I'm doing this. Tulane, the green wave of cash. Laying 16.5 right now. Might be 17. I think more money is going to come on Tulane. The over-under is this one is 47.5 against and at East Carolina University, one of the worst teams in college football. ECU. I'm taking ECU +16.5, man. I am
against the
Tulane.
wave. Oh,
kills me. This pains me.
Yes, that's your team from last year. That was your moneymaker.
And they're still good, man. They're looking at the championship for the AAC. Tulane is 1-4 against the spread in their last 5, though. ECU is horrible. And they're averaging 18 points per game. The Green Wave are going to have to win big. We're going to have to look for a backdoor cover in this one, and I think we get it. As Tulane goes up big time, and then we see those second and third stringers in that second half. ECU +16.5.
All right, I'm going to the Beehive State, Utah. Utah State -2.5 at San Diego State, 56.5. My bet here, take the over 56.5. Utah State 6-2 to the over on the year. San Diego State 3-1 to the over in their last 4 games. San Diego State, they were shut out last week against one of the worst defenses in the country. I think they have something to prove here, and they're going to come out firing on all cylinders. Luke.
I love it. The Beehive State, nice shout out there as well. For my next best bet, or a featured bet, I should say. It should be a best bet, but it's a featured bet. I just couldn't pull the trigger on it, John. One of your favorite schools, UTSA, the Roadrunners.
Yes.
Laying 8 points at North Texas. The over-under in this one is 70.5.
Dear Lord.
Ooh, and what's my bet? The under 7.5. I know it's going to be a shootout, but it's just, hear me out here. UTSA is on a winning streak right now. and they've averaged more than 41 points per game during that 3-game winning streak. Frank Harris, he's back, baby. He's healthy. He's firing. He missed a couple games this season because of a toe injury. 13 TDs, completing 66% of his passes. But the Roadrunners are allowing 25 points per game in that same stretch. Their defense is tightening. And that means bad news for North Texas. High scoring game, but under 70.5.
High scoring, but not scoring enough. Western Kentucky -11 at UTEP, 54.5. We're going down to El Paso, folks, and I like the under 54.5. Western Kentucky has one of the worst defenses in the country, but it won't matter in this one as UTEP trots out the 122nd ranked offense in college football. Folks, that's not good. That's not good at all. I don't care how bad your defense is. That offense is not fun. Western Kentucky's weakness on defense is the run. Expect UTEP to try to keep the ball out of the hands of the Hilltopper offense and play keep away. And that means that clock does what?
Tick, 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 tick.
Tick, tick, tick. Take the under 54.5.
Yeah, I'm going to trail you on that one. I love that one as well. I've got Memphis at South Florida. My betting nemesis, South Florida.
Yes, they are.
Oh, gosh. Memphis is favored by 13.5 in this one. The over-under is 68. That 13.5 is a trick. It's a trick line, folks. Don't take it. It's a trick line. You can't win with 13.5. Come on. My bet here is the over in this one, 68. Memphis is just going to score a lot of points in this one. The over's hit in 4 of the Bulls' last 5 games. They average 28 points per game. Their defense allows 34 points per game. On the other side, the over has hit 5 in 5 of the last 6 games for the Tigers. So obviously, everything's pointing to the over. They score an average of 35 points per game as well. High scoring affair. Take the over 68.
All right. Luke, I got another twofer here. I got a twofer.
Ooh.
And I think we're on opposite sides, but I'm going to go with it.
We'll see.
Tampa Bay at Houston -3. The over under 38.5. My bet here, 2 of them, Tampa Bay +3, and I like the under 38.5. Can't believe I'm saying it, but I am backing Baker Mayfield here. I like the defensive head coach scheming a plan to shut down the rookie quarterback sensation, and the under is another great buy. Both of these teams have combined to go 11-3 to the under on the year, and I see that trend continuing here.
I like it, man. I like it. We kind of disagree. I'm not sure if we do or not. I don't love the 3. I like the Texans -2.5 at home, what I got.
Yeah, and I do not like Tampa Bay +2.5, so we might be on the same page here.
That's what I mean. I think this is a bounce back game for CJ Stroud. I know he hasn't done as well in the last 3 games as he has the first part of the season. The Bucs offense, I think it's a little pedestrian. It has been in the last few games. Maybe they do better. Texans are going to dominate and convert in the red zone. They've got to convert. They haven't been. But I do like the Texans -2.5, and I bought that today. So we could be both right. Could both be right.
We could both be right.
One's getting a push. I'm just saying. Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. Tennessee at Pittsburgh -2.5, 36.5. This was almost the best bet for me. I liked the under 36.5, and the only reason it wasn't, I'm going to get to that in just a second. But first, we got a quarterback making his second start. The tape is out, and Tomlin's going to have a plan for him and your fantasy football player, Hopkins.
How dare you?
Now, the only reason I didn't make this a best bet, and me and you were talking about it, I love Minkah Fitzpatrick in this defense, and he's out for this one. But I still trust the defense to keep them down, keep this number under. These teams combined to go 11-3 on the under so far this season when you add both their games together, including 10-1 in the last 5 combined games. Yeah, I still like the under, just not enough to make it a best bet without Minkah.
I agree with you, and I like the under too. As scary as that is, it's a scary number.
And don't forget, this is we talked about this last week. This is a Thursday night game. 59% of Thursday night games are hitting the under.
Yeah,
since
totally.
2015. So
and they've been as low as this as well. on Thursday
Yes, and
nights.
they're always
So
low. Yep.
yeah, a little confession. I bought the under today. All right.
Ah.
So there you go. All
Yep.
right. We got a few more. We got several good ones to come here. And these are my favorite coming up here. I love your next one. But before we get to that, I've got the Buffalo Bills at the Bengals. The Bengals laying 2 right now. It opened at 3. It's down to 2. Actually, let me back up. It opened on Sunday night, the Bengals plus 1.5, and it swung all the way around. And now it's kind of coming back the other way. The over-under is 49 in this. At -2, dude, give me Joe Burrow and the Bengals at home all day long. The Bills secondary, it's not good. New players in trades won't make it better this weekend. Burrow is back. I mean, you've got to bet on that based on just the past alone. If this were a new quarterback and they were sparking and you're like, oh, wow, there's a lot of buzz. This is a guy who's proven himself.
He's been there.
And even Jamar Chase, when asked about it in the locker room last weekend, Joe's back, Burrow's back. How can we bet against him, John? How can we bet against him? I like the Bengals -2.
Can't do it. All right, I'm going to a Monday night game. We went from Thursday night to Monday night. It's the LA Chargers -3 at the New York Jets under 42. And my bet here, I like the under 42. 5 straight unders for the high-flying Chargers, as they would like you to think. And now they face one of the best defenses in the league. On the other side, you have Zach Wilson, who isn't exactly known for getting into shootouts. So I like the under 42, and you get those key numbers of 41 and 40 with that 42.
It's, when you watch those games, it's almost like you see all the other players like Wilson, the wide receiver, and others playing their butts off to help Zach Wilson because they think that Aaron Rodgers has a chance of coming back if only they get into the playoffs, have a chance to get a wild card spot. You can see it, right?
Yeah. Yep. I think they very well could win this one outright.
Oh, I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting defensive game. All right, how about this one? I'd love I want your opinion on this one because this is one we have not talked about in best bets. And here we are all the way down the line in featured bets. Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles favored by 3 at home. The over/under is 46.5. I like the over in this one. I think this is going to be an offensive game with a lot of long passes downfield. I mean, you got the Eagles last week. Part of their game plan was just throwing it up and letting your man A.J. Brown just catch it any way he could for touchdowns, and he did.
Yes.
This week it's going to be a lot more calculated, and you got the Cowboys duo that just we both passed on fantasy wise.
Yes, we did.
Should we just not name their names? Let's just not do that. I like Dallas in this game. I really do. I think I like the +3, but I really like the over 46.5. All right, CeeDee Lamb. I just said it. CeeDee Lamb. I passed on CeeDee Lamb. I passed on CeeDee Lamb.
Yes.
In fantasy football.
I'm with you. I do like the over there. I do like the over a lot.
Yeah, I do too, man.
All right, we got a teaser alert, folks. Another teaser. A teaser alert. Arizona at Cleveland -7.5. The over under 39.5. Miami at Kansas City -2.5. Over under 50.5. My best bet here is going to be the teaser. Cleveland -1.5. Miami +8.5. Another teaser for the week, and it involves the international game. Give me the Dolphins to cover 8.5 against a team that's only 2-2 against the spread, over a touchdown on the year. Those teams they covered against were Denver and Chicago, 2 teams with, I'm just going to say it, pretty low end offenses. And then you got Cleveland facing a rookie quarterback in Arizona this week at home. I'm going to tease them down to -1.5 and just count my money at halftime.
Count
it up.
That cash.
Yes.
All the green.
Yes.
Arizona rookie quarterback, man. Dude, I did something really stupid. Maybe, I don't know. I took Cleveland -8 on the spread.
I kind of like it.
I'm not recommending that bet to anyone. I'm just saying that's the sharp bet that I made.
Yeah, I kind of like it, sir.
Number 1 defense in the NFL. Go ahead.
Yes.
Try rookie.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Try that.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you to Myles Garrett. Okay. New York Giants are playing at the Las Vegas Raiders in Las Vegas, of course. Raiders, baby.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby. Just sell out and sell everyone off. Surprised they didn't
Yes.
do that, but Raiders are still favored 1.5 in this one. The over-under is 37. I took the Giants in the teaser this week. I'll say that, but here's what I love as well. I like the Raiders to cover, even with the chaos.
Oh, look at
I
this
know,
guy.
like, we talked about this. All indications, everything says the culture there was toxic, created by Josh McDaniel and the GM. They lost the locker room. They were both fired in the middle of the night, like midnight, apparently. Look, sometimes big changes inspire teams, especially at home. When asked why the Raiders are going with Aiden O'Connell at quarterback, the rookie, over Jimmy G this week, they said because he's the better quarterback. How can you argue after last week's Jimmy G performance? I like the Raiders -1.5. You better tell me on that. You better tell me on that, John.
Oh, I'll be with you on it. I will be with you. All right. So the next game here, Miami at Kansas City, -2.5. The total is 51. My best bet here, I like the under 51, my man. An international game, and we have seen these teams, when they play overseas, start very slow in the first half. And I think 51 is a key number in the NFL. And this, if you wait for it, I think this bet's going to get up there. It's not up there right now. It's at 50.5 right now. But if you wait for this, I think it could get as high as 51, 51.5, just because of the names on the team. Half the people that bet don't even know this game's in Germany. They're just looking at Miami and Kansas City. Wait until right before kickoff, maybe Saturday night. Get this when it gets up to 51. Another little stat here. Kansas City. This is not your dad's Kansas City. 2-6 to the under on the year.
Ooh, that yeah. There's another stat that I heard because I've got one more pick as a featured bet.
Yes.
Is that when favored by 3 or less, Mahomes is like 19 and like 6 or 5 or something like that. Dude he doesn't cover usually, but he covers in close games, or at least you can't count him out. I picked Miami in a teaser on my best bets. My data likes Kansas City to cover the 2.5 here, which you cited, and it's down to 1.5 in a lot of books as well.
Yeah.
I got it at 1.5 and I pounced.
Yes.
I'm double dipping here a little bit, but Mahomes doesn't have the flu. I think he's going to check out. He's healthy. They're going to fly overseas later in the week. I don't like that. Miami Dolphins are there already.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, man, I'm going with the against the spread data, and I love the Chiefs in that position as well. You cannot count out Mahomes at all.
Hall of Famer. He's got a lot of career left.
That's right.
All right. So that's going to do it for the Daddy Sharps featured bets this week. And remember, always gamble responsibly and within your means. And the bets we share are based on our own research. We don't always win.
And be sure to check us out on social media. Look for the Daddy Sharps on Instagram and Twitter. And check out our website, daddysharps.com. If you're listening to this, you're already there. But check out more stuff. We got photos. They're really cool. We're going to be back next week with much, much more, of course.
Luke.
Yeah.
Who is your daddy?
Oh, we are, John.
Stay sharp, everyone.